Sorry for texting you while you're at work, Harper. I hope this is okay right now.
You're fine right now. I'm just getting ready to have lunch and everything. What's up? You want to ask me something? I've never been asked anything by you before, Parker. You must really need my help then.
Well, I have something to ask regarding Ashley.
Ashley? Is this something about the two of you getting into a fight again?
I don't think it's gotten as far as a full-blown fight or anything.
What does that even mean? What the hell happened?
Well, I think you know that Ashley has quite a sense for a particular fashion, right?
Do you mean that she really likes wearing flashy clothing? I've always thought she looked great always dressing up that much. It matches her personality really well.
Well, I'm sure from your point of view she looks great and all. And trust me, I like the way she looks in all that clothing as well. But that kind of fashion costs a lot of money. Things are starting to become tight.
Is that so? Then when I had spoken to Ashley before, she told me that you guys were doing all right and that she was fine with the clothing that she already had. I don't think she ever acted like she was always going out to buy new things all the time for herself.
Well, that's just her talking about the clothes. When you add in the cost of all the hair and skin treatments she gets, and her trips to get her nails and makeup done, it all begins to really add up. And she's also buying all these special diet kits that cost a bunch of money.
Well, it is said that us women cost a lot more money than men. How about you just accept that this is all a part of who she is? I mean, you can ask my husband and he'll tell you the same thing about how much my beauty and health products all cost.
Well, the problem is that she's spending way too much on all of this, and it's going to be a problem for me. It's because of her that every month I'm going into debt paying for other things that we need to live.
I see. That amount of spending definitely is a problem then. Although I don't think she should be going to the salon every month, right?
Well, she's different than most women. Of course, if I was making just a bit more every month, I'd be fine with her spending all she wants, but I really don't have that kind of money. I even asked her before that I want us to take a break on spending for a little while to save up money. But I can see she didn't really catch what I meant by that.
Who's the one in charge of paying the bills every month?
I've noticed that she doesn't understand how much she's spending, so I've been the one in charge of the money.
Well, if that's the case, then you should be able to control how much she's allowed to spend, right? You know, give her an allowance every month and tell her that's all she gets.
Yes, but I'm also giving her money to go out and eat and for other things in the house. But every month she's telling me that I'm not giving her enough and I end up having to give her more. I've warned her multiple times now that I can't keep giving more and more away to her. But she'll just get into these childish moods and we'll end up not even doing chores or cooking until I give her the money.
Well, that's not very good at all, huh? Wait, is Ashley working her own part-time job now as well?
Well, if she was working her own job, we wouldn't be having this problem right now. I never thought while dating her that she turned out to be this much of a spender. If this were going to be the case for us as a couple, I never would have married her.
And it's only been a year now since you two got married, right? This didn't all just happen overnight, right?
I know. I started to notice all of this about 6 months ago. Since then, I've been trying to help the situation by using some of the money from my savings account and all. But now, I don't really have any money left in my savings. So, I've had to start using multiple credit cards that I carry to be able to keep us from going under.
You've had to give up that much? You really dug yourself a hole by using up all that money as well.
Harper, I plan to stop giving her any more money. But during this time, I'd like your help dealing with her. Right now, it's just too much for only me to handle. And I really don't have any more money this month.
Do you need some money from me?
Yes, please. At least to start, can you give me $500?
$500, huh? Alright, that's fine.
Really?
You're in trouble, correct? And also, it's rare that you ever come to me for anything anymore. But I'm going to have to tell my husband about this, okay? I'll have to give up some money from our account, so he needs to know or else we'll both get in trouble.
Alright, you can go ahead and do that. Thank you so much, Harper. Ashley's parents aren't around anymore for me to get help from. And if I ask Mom and Dad about this, they might start to change their minds about her.
Well, you have a good point.
Mom would probably tell me to divorce her or something. And she might even take things into her own hands and confront Ashley about all of this. So I had to come to you because I know you won't act crazy about all of it.
But if Ashley continues to spend like she is now, you might actually have to start thinking about divorce, okay?
I know that, but I don't have any other complaints about her. So as long as we can fix her spending issues, she'll be perfect for me. I love spending time with her now, and her cooking is delicious. She's even really good at taking care of the chores while I'm at work, and we just mesh so well. I've really been wishing that I just made enough to allow her to spend as much as she does now. Maybe even then, she'd only begin to spend more money, and I'd be having the same problem again.
Well then, I hope you can fix this issue you both are having. I'm sure this will all be tough for you, but you have to talk with her again about this. And if she still doesn't manage to understand the problem, you might have to really think of your other options.
Yes, I know. When that time comes, I'll make sure to be prepared for it. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to keep you updated about all of this. I'm sorry, Harper. Do you think you could give me $1,000?
Wait, $1,000? Does this still have to do with Ashley? Didn't I tell you to talk with her in person last month? I said that by confronting her again about her spending would help the situation, right?
Well, I listened to what you told me back then, but it looked like she was using our credit card.
And what did Ashley end up saying?
Well, she started out by apologizing to me, but I might have been too strong in what I was saying to her, and now she's locked herself in the bedroom.
I think your best bet is to get that credit card away from her.
Yeah, and that's what I'm planning to do soon. But I'm going to have to pay off all the money she spent on that card. And this month I'm going to be $1,000 short.
Alright, I'll give you the $1,000. But don't you think Ashley's acting a bit strange about all of this? Maybe you could say she's mentally ill or something like that.
Mentally ill?
Some people say that you can become addicted to spending money like that. Like a compulsive spending disorder. When you first told her to stop, she said she understood you, right? But she's still going at it right now, right? Why don't you take her to go see a therapist or someone that can check to see if she's alright? I've heard that lots of women suffer from this sort of disorder.
No. There's no way that she's sick or anything. I think I've just been a bit too easy on her. And I also think this time I've made my point. I'm sure that she'll soon be able to understand things and stop all of this nonsense.
Now it seems like you're giving in to her spending problems. You know there's something you have to do if she continues this.
Of course. I should probably start thinking about that, huh?
Or you can ask her to start working for her own money. She used to work full-time before you guys got married, right? But you guys decided to have her quit in case you got pregnant or anything like that, right? I think before you guys do anything like that, you should have her start helping with saving money, okay?
I'm really not sure what I should do right now, though. I can't just keep coming back to you for advice and money, right? I have to do something.
Hey, don't tell me that you're having to do something about this means gambling or anything like that, right?
Huh? Gambling?
Well, my husband told me recently that he saw your car parked outside a casino here in town. That you guys were there right next to it waiting in a line to get in.
Is that so?
I assume that was just my husband confusing someone else for you, and that's why I hadn't said anything. But does that seem familiar to you?
I'm sorry. There was one thing I've been hiding from you. Actually, the one gambling has been Ashley. I think when I went there to go and pick her up, your husband saw me in my car.
Ashley's gambling now as well.
Yeah.
Well, with everything else you've told me, and how her gambling as well, I think you should really start looking at other options rather than trusting that things will get better with her.
I was thinking of telling you about this, but I never could.
But the fact that she's gambling, I never even imagined a girl like her doing that sort of thing.
Well, she's not the girl most people think she is.
I know that. But I've had many times where I've talked with her. Her overspending on things and gambling really don't seem to fit her personality at all.
I was surprised by all of this as well.
Hey, I know that we'll all be meeting again at Mom and Dad's soon, right? Do you think during that time we can talk with Ashley again?
Well, about that. Ashley says she doesn't want to come.
Huh? Really?
Ashley knows that I've been borrowing money from you and she doesn't want to be seen by the family right now.
Would it be wrong for me to try and text or call her?
Do you even know Ashley's number?
No, I don't, but...
Well, then I don't feel comfortable telling you that information.
Well then, could you go and ask her if it's okay for me to know her phone number or maybe even her email?
I don't think she's gonna like that.
But I'm just asking that you ask her one time and see. Please?
Alright, fine. But don't get your hopes up, okay?
I won't. I know that all of this is troubling you a lot, but you have to get this all under control. You might even have to make a choice that you've been avoiding for a long time now. Parker, where are you right now?
I'm at home. What's wrong?
Your wife just came over to our place drenched in water. What the heck is going on here? She told me that you threw water all over her, and now she's drenched head to toe in freezing cold water.
Harper, run away from her right now. She's very dangerous. You shouldn't believe anything she says to you.
Huh?
I think the reason she's so upset right now is because I've been telling you all about her bad spending habits. So I'm not sure if she's there to do anything harmful to you or not.
Well, that's not what any of this looks like to me, though.
I know that, but you just have to run from her. She was holding scissors when she came at me.
Scissors? When she arrived here, she only came with the clothes on her back. And right now, she's in the bathtub trying to warm herself up. I don't think you need to be that worried about what she's doing. Just let me take care of her now, okay?
No, I'm very worried right now, so I'll be over there in a little bit.
Do not come. I don't care how many times she had been overspending on things. You cannot just throw freezing cold water all over her. I can tell right now that you are not calm enough to come see her, right? So I'm not going to let the two of you see each other at this moment. And if you do still come, I'm not letting you in the house.
But I'm seriously worried about you and your husband.
Have you forgotten that my husband is more than capable of defending us? He's been doing martial arts for years now. He's twice the size of Ashley and probably 3 times as heavy as her. Even if she does manage to cut him, he's not going to just die.
Has Ashley said anything to you guys yet?
I haven't heard the details yet. She just came in telling me that you both got into a fight.
I see. All right. Can you tell Ashley that I'm sorry? Let her know that I want her home soon and that I'll be waiting for her.
I can tell her that. For the time being, I'll let you know if anything else happens.
Harper, the inside of my house is a bit off right now. All of Ashley's things are gone and it's just empty now. Today's the day she was supposed to be coming back, right? Did she say anything else to you? I'm not able to get an answer from her anymore.
Well, if you're worried about Ashley, she's doing just fine.
What does that mean?
You really did a great job keeping things from me. The person splurging all their money putting the house in debt has been you all along, hasn't it?
What are you talking about?
I heard everything from Ashley. Ever since the two of you got married, you've been using a lot of money behind her back. And never once have you left anything for her. And when Ashley tried to help fix things between you two, you run away from her and threaten to post things online about her picking on you. That seems pretty screwed up to me, Parker.
Huh? I'm not doing whatever she's saying to you. I told you before not to believe anything that she says, didn't I? Harper, are you going to believe some crazy woman or your own little brother?
I'm choosing to believe Ashley. She even has evidence that it's been you all along.
What kind of evidence could she possibly have?
Ashley has recorded all of your threats to her and all your fights. But you kept saying you post embarrassing things about her online and stuff, so she never had the ability to do anything about you.
She might have found an AI or something to recreate my voice so that she could take advantage of me.
But even if she's faking all those recordings, things between you two still don't add up. You've been telling me that Ashley's been the one taking money from your savings, so that she can spend more and you can pay the bills. But in reality, it's been you stealing money from Ashley's saving account and using it for your own spending. If you hadn't had as much money in your savings as you said to me, then you would never have needed her money, right?
You can't prove any of that. I know for a fact that Ashley changed after marrying me.
That's right. But she didn't change in the way you did where you started taking her money from her the moment you realized you didn't have enough for your urges.
That's not it. I haven't been doing anything like that.
Parker, I know that for the past few weeks you've been going nonstop to the casino. When we heard about what Ashley was telling us, my husband and I got in the car and drove past there. And what was parked outside the casino all night? Your car. Did you start gambling because the money that Ashley had in her account was all used up by you? Something even more crazy is that whenever you actually win there, we'd watch as you walked over to the bar next door and spend it all on drinks. You really are a good-for-nothing person, aren't you?
You're wrong, Harper. Ever since we got married, I've been asking for Ashley to start saving her money. And because of all that stress of her overspending, started to play slots and such. I'll go out and drink after to try and help deal with my pain as well.
I'm not wrong about one thing, aren't I? You're the one that's been splurging this whole time. Yet you lied to me this whole time saying that it's her fault and you never had any money, and had me lend you some of my own. No matter how hard you try and flip the story, you're never going to change the fact that you're awful.
Is Ashley starting to talk about wanting to leave me now? She's not going to regret it, right?
That's what you're worried about now? Well, if you plan to do anything about her leaving you, she says to go right ahead. It's not like she's going to care, and neither will we. We all knew that she would try and plan to threaten her after this, and that's why she's going to take you to court next.
Huh? To court?
Why wouldn't she? You've been the one ruining her life. And so, I'd like you to take every bit of responsibility for the horrible things you've done to her while married.
But I'm your little brother, Harper. Don't you think it's terrible to let someone take your own brother to court?
What am I doing that's terrible? Ashley was able to show me all the evidence, and I saw a lot of this myself. If you really want me to trust you after all of this, show me your evidence that she's been taking money from you. You said that last time she spent so much money on the credit card that you needed me to lend you $1,000 to pay the bills, right? I'd like you to show me the credit card bills right now of all on her spending.
I don't know if that'll be shown on the bill.
I know dang well that you can see when and where the card has been used. If you're really having a hard time finding anything, go ahead and call the card company and have them send you a list. But if you can't show me the purchase history of that card, then I'm not going to believe you.
Harper, can you at least stop trying to take me to court? There's no reason to be doing that over something as stupid as all of this.
So does this mean you're going to take responsibility for all that you've done to Ashley? You went and stole from her savings account and used it all on your own. And you threatened her if she tried to do anything about you by making posts about her to try and ruin her image.
I know that I had taken some of her money to spend on my own, but I never wanted to ruin her image in any way. I don't even get how she took all of that as threatening her.
So you're saying that it was her that misunderstood you, saying that you post horrible things about her as a threat. Of course, why would you threaten anyone that was trying to stop you from stealing their money? That would be crazy.
I'm being serious, Harper. I now know that I messed up somewhere along the way, and I'm sorry for that. I promise to not take anything from her again. I'll even delete anything I plan to post that would embarrass her. So please, forgive me for all of this.
I'm never going to forgive you for this. You went and spent a lot of your life's money and even dragged me and my husband into your problems. What you've done is far beyond being resolved by a simple apology. We're going to make sure you learn a valuable lesson. And that will all start with us never believing another word you say. So, Parker, go ahead and take the rest of today to relax and prepare for tomorrow. Because it'll be the beginning of a new and deserved life for you. After that, my husband and I became the mediators for my sister-in-law and Parker's discussion over divorce and what would happen after that. We made sure that everything my brother had planned to do to Ashley as a threat was erased. But just to make sure that nothing would ever come out of him that might harm Ashley's image, we signed an agreement stating that he would have to pay $1 million in damages to her. Now that we have formal papers helping control the matter, I don't think Parker will ever threaten or harm Ashley in any way if he plans on having any money at all. Of course, we had talked about taking him to court over the first threats he made to Ashley and for him stealing her money. But we assumed that by doing that, he could lose everything he has, including his job. So we stopped any more talk about taking him to court and started discussing things like a settlement after the divorce, which he could pay off little by little every month as he continued to work his butt off for the money. And since he'll still have to pay off the settlement for some time to keep Ashley away from him, he will have to go through me and her parents when he has money to hand over. Because that would become too much of a hassle for Parker, though. He decided to borrow some money from the bank and paid everything off to Ashley in one payment. And to make sure something like this never happens again, whenever my parents or myself hear from him asking for help, we make sure to tell him no, but give him ways to make the money he needs. However, it seems like after the divorce, Parker learned a lot about what he did wrong, and with the regrets that he now has, no longer spends his money recklessly. After a few months has passed, we actually learned from Parker that the only reason he had ever married Ashley in the first place was for her money. And that if it weren't for her having all those savings, he would have never even became interested in the first place. That to me was disgusting to hear from him, and only cemented the fact that I'd never forgive him for any of this. I hope that he'll never act like that ever again, and should be well aware that if he does, there will be nobody there to help him. As for Ashley, after the divorce, she continued to live with my husband and I. And she's now found herself a new job and a place to move into, which she plans on doing starting next month. Of course, we plan to stay in touch with her to make sure everything's okay. And even after that, we hope that she comes to our place every so often to hang out. Things may have seemed terrible before with Parker married to her and never being able to tell the truth, but now that she's in our hands and free, I've never seen her with a bigger smile. You can say that now she's no longer with my brother anymore, she's no longer family. But I take her as my sibling over Parker any day after the events that unfolded. I hope that once she's moved into her new life outside my house, she can live a much more free life without the memories of what Parker did to her in the past.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Matt, you're still not coming home yet? It's getting pretty late already. What are you going to do about dinner? Is it all right for me to just eat and put everything away then?
Hannah, sorry about this, but I think it will still be quite a while at work. I thought that I would finally be able to come home earlier today, but I guess it didn't work out how I wanted it to. You can put the food in the fridge for me and I will eat it for breakfast. You went to the effort of cooking it, so I don't want it to go to waste. Sorry again.
Don't worry too much about it. I was pretty tired myself today, so I didn't cook anything too elaborate.
Even so, you did make dinner and you had work today as well. I'm sorry that I'm never around to eat with you these days.
Both of us are working hard right now, so don't mention it. Both of us just need to do our best. But when do you think everything will calm down? You've been working late quite a lot these past few months, right?
I think by next month things will have calmed down and I will be able to start coming home at a normal time. We will have a new hire that will start working, and Mark is going to come back from his paid leave.
Oh, Mark was taking leave?
Yeah, it's pretty surprising in a way. He has always been so serious about work and almost never takes days off.
I guess even someone like that needs a break from time to time.
Yeah, that's right. My company tries to make everyone take all of the leave that they are given, even if someone doesn't want to. Although it's really beyond me why someone wouldn't want to use their leave. But I'm glad that the company is like that. It means it's easier to take it when you want to.
Well, that's good to know. Some places really try to make it difficult to take days off. We should remember that for when we have a kid. You should take as much leave as you can at that time.
Of course, I was also planning on doing that, but the two of us have been so busy all the time, I wonder when that would actually happen.
That's true, but I've really been thinking that it's about time we started a family. I'm already in my 30s and thinking about work. Right about now would be the best time. I think I could easily get maternity leave, and it sounds like you could get leave at the same time too.
Is that really all right? You have a managerial position, and your bosses also have quite high expectations of you. If you take a lot of time off now, that could be bad for your career as a whole, don't you think?
Even if it does have some impact on my career, I would still choose to have a kid. I can always go back to work even after having a child, but it doesn't work the other way around exactly. There's kind of a time limit for how long women are able to have children, you know?
But you've been working so hard all this time and you finally got to where you are now.
I've been thinking about all of this myself. It's a hard decision to make for sure. But I decided that I really do want to start a family with you after all. And it's not like I plan on quitting as soon as I get pregnant or anything like that. I'll still go to work until the end of my pregnancy. And although I plan on taking as much maternity leave as I can, I also plan on returning to work full-time after that. What, do you not want to have a child just yet?
It's not that I don't want to have a kid. Just that you're in a much better career position than I am. So it just seems like a little bit of a waste to me after you work so hard.
Come on, that's a bit of an exaggeration. There are tons of people just like me around. I'm not anything special when it comes to work. And anyways, even though we might say that we want a kid, there's no way to tell how long that could actually take. But if we both decide that we're ready for one, then I think we should start trying, I think. I'll go to the doctors next week and talk to them about it. I want to go for a checkup anyway, so I may as well ask them some questions.
Okay, got it. That sounds like a good idea. I'll try to make sure that I can come back home at a normal time from next month.
Yeah, please do. But good luck with your overtime tonight. I'm pretty tired today, so I'm going to have a bath and then straight to bed.
Okay, no problem. I'm not sure what time I would get back yet, but I would try not to wake you when I get in. Anyway, good night.
You'll be able to come home early tonight, right?
Sorry, but no. I got asked to stay back late again.
What? Again? But you said that you would make sure to come home early, didn't you?
I know I said that, but I can't exactly tell my boss that I need to leave early because I'm trying to have a kid, can I?
Well, maybe you can't just come out and say that, but still, we won't get anywhere if you don't put in a little bit more effort. The two of us decided to try to have a child after all.
I know that, and I do want to try. But I can't really do anything about work. It's not my decision. And we still have plenty of time, don't we? We don't need to try and rush so much.
If we keep saying that, a year will have passed by before we know it.
Look, I don't really want to be doing this as though it's something that I have to do, if you know what I mean. This shouldn't be something that is like a duty or whatever. I don't like thinking about it in that way.
Okay, well, I'm sorry if it seems like that. But thinking about my age, the doctors said that it would be better sooner rather than later.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, but work is pretty busy. And if you say it to me like this, it's pretty tiring to hear it.
I'm sorry. I guess I am just being a little pushy with it since we decided to have a kid. I'm not trying to make it a burden on you.
No, that's okay. I hope it doesn't come across as though I don't want to, because that's not it at all. It's just that work won't let up, and we've been so busy I just don't have any room to breathe.
I guess things didn't ease up even though Mark came back from his leave.
Yeah, I thought it would, but there's always something else to do. New projects, new clients. It never ends.
By the way, it's our wedding anniversary next month. You will at least be able to come home early for that, right?
Actually, about that, I have to go on a business trip during that time.
What? A business trip? But your company barely ever sends anyone on business trips.
Yeah, I know, but now we've started a new contract with this other place in another state, so now someone needs to go and sort it out. There might be more business trips from now on because of that. Most of what we did was confined to the city before, but they decided to expand in other places recently.
I see. That's a shame.
I know. I'm sorry that the timing has worked out so badly for us. But I will make sure to make up for our anniversary on another day, okay?
All right, I understand. But that means next month is going to be impossible for us too, right?
What is?
Trying to have a baby? Next month is our anniversary, so it would have been nice timing in a way.
Right. I see what you mean. But we shouldn't worry too much about that, right? I mean, even if we don't end up having a kid, I still see myself living and being happy with you regardless.
I think so too, but I just don't want to give up without really having tried. Men can have kids regardless of their age, but that's not the same for women. There's a time limit on my body, so to speak.
I know I said this already, but we shouldn't try to force it too much. After all, a child is something that you are blessed with, not something that you force to happen.
I know that. Sorry, but I have to get back to work.
Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not. What you say is just one way of looking at things. But I did think that you would try to keep your promise for today. Maybe I shouldn't have expected that from you.
Do you really need to say it like that? We still have plenty of chances.
I'm telling you that male and female bodies are different. It really gets on my nerves when you talk as though we have all the time in the world.
Look, maybe we're wrong about this.
What? Why would you say that?
You said this yourself, right? That you had been pretty highly strung since we decided that we should try for one. And I noticed this myself as well. We were getting along much better before we decided to try and have a kid.
Maybe we did get along better, but we were basically living as just roommates, don't you think? We both come home and live in the same place, but we're kind of just living together. We barely even go out together anymore.
That's just because both of us have been really busy with work, though, isn't it? We can't really help that.
But I've been doing my best to try and make time to spend with you. But you always say that you're really tired from work and turn me down whenever I suggest that we do something. I don't know if this is something that we can just brush away with "it can't be helped." No, sorry, this isn't something that we should be talking about right now, I don't think. Let's talk about all of this another time, okay?
All right, I got it. But I just want you to know that I wasn't trying to get into a fight or say anything to hurt you.
Don't worry, I know that. Good luck with work today.
Thanks, you too. And again, I'm really sorry about today.
Sorry, Matt, are you awake right now?
What is it? I just got out of the bath and was about to go to sleep, but I'm still awake. This hotel has an absolutely huge bathroom, so I was soaking in the tub for a while. Business trips can be a pain in the ass, but at least they put us up in nice hotels.
There's something more important than that I have to tell you. There was a baby in front of our house.
What? What do you mean, a baby? Are you alright? Are you seeing things now because you're so tired?
No, that's not it. Someone rang the doorbell before, right? And I was kind of worried since who would be coming to our house this late at night, right? But when I looked at the camera through the interphone, there was no one there at all. All I could hear was a baby crying.
Are you telling me the beginning of a horror story or something?
No, stop messing around. I'm being serious here. So I opened the door to check the landing outside, and there was a baby there right in front of the door.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
No, I'm not. From the way the baby looked, it seemed like it was born very recently. It's still tiny, a total newborn.
Okay, and what did you do? Where's the baby now?
Well, I didn't want to just leave the baby outside, so for the time being, I brought it into the house.
Okay, I see. Well, that's good to hear. We don't have to worry about that at least. Make sure to look after the baby for now, okay?
What? Why would I look after this baby? I don't know whose baby this is. I need to call the police about this.
Don't do that. Don't call the police no matter what.
Why not? I can't just start taking care of some random baby that someone left on our landing.
Yeah, but think about why someone would do that. A mother probably left the child there because she can't take care of the baby for the time being. But it often happens that they change their mind in cases like this. What if she comes back for the baby and the baby is gone? It will be more difficult to reunite them later, and she might be in trouble with the police for doing that too. And if she keeps cops around our house, she might not want to come back. I'm sure she'll be back for the baby if we just take care of it for a little while.
But how are we supposed to know when she'll come back, or even if she will? That's not a guarantee, even if it happens sometimes. Besides, I have work tomorrow.
A baby was just left at our doorstep. Just take a day off tomorrow instead. I'll also try and cancel this business trip early and come home. Forget about the police for the moment and just look after the baby as best you can. I mean, poor thing, it was left out in the cold like that.
I see. I guess everything that was written on this letter was true after all.
Letter? What letter?
There was a letter with the baby that said, "Please look after him."
Okay, and what's so strange about that? What else would it say if someone was abandoning their baby?
It also said that the baby is yours.
What? My baby? Stop joking like that, please.
I wouldn't joke at a time like this. It looks like the baby's mother went out of her way to drop the baby off at our house. It wasn't random.
That's just some prank. The mother probably thought that if she wrote something like that, there would be a better chance of someone taking the baby in.
There are countless houses that she could have left the baby at if it was random, but she specifically came up to the 9th floor where we live and put him in front of our door. That doesn't seem like something a stranger would do now, does it? And by the way, it also says in this letter that you have a bunch of other women that you're seeing right now?
I don't know anything about that. There's some sort of mistake going on here.
If that's the case, then we should call the police and get them to take the baby in, right?
Just hold on a second. Give me a little bit of time.
Why? What do you need time for? Are you planning on reaching out to the kid's mother? Listen, Matt, don't you think it's about time you told me the truth about what was going on? If you don't tell me what's going on, I'm going to call the police right now.
Hannah, I'm really sorry about what happened before. Can you come home, though? I want to talk to you about this properly.
We've already discussed everything that there is to talk about. You were cheating on me with 2 other women and got one of them pregnant. She gave birth and left the baby in front of our apartment. Then you lied about your business trip and went on a trip with your second mistress. What else is there to talk about? Is there something else you need to confess to?
I meant that we need to talk about us. Are you really being serious when you say you want a divorce?
After all you've done to betray me, are you saying that you don't want a divorce?
No, I don't. You're the one who I truly love.
I don't want to hear some stupid joke like that. If you really loved me, you wouldn't have been cheating on me with 2 other women. 2!
That's not it. I like women like you who are independent and can do things on their own. The other 2 don't even compare to you at all. They're younger and are quick to just rely on me for everything. It just happened that we got together, but I never even once thought that I would rather be with them instead of you.
It doesn't matter even if that's true. You still had an affair. Whatever you thought about the affair itself does not change that fact.
It only happened because I've been drinking. I wasn't even the one who made the first move.
What? As if that matters. You still were meeting 2 other women behind my back repeatedly. And you even went on a trip with one of them when we were supposed to be celebrating our wedding anniversary. It's not like you live your life constantly drunk, so would you mind stopping with these stupid excuses?
I'm sorry. I know that I did the wrong thing.
If you really understand that, then it's time for you to bear the responsibility of your actions.
But I really don't want to get divorced. I can't live without you.
Then you shouldn't have gone about cheating on me. And it's not just the cheating that you have to take responsibility for. You have a kid now as well, so you better look after him properly. You have to recognize him as your son and make sure you pay for the child support.
But I told her not to go through with having the baby. It's her fault for not listening to me and having him anyway.
Are you being serious right now? I don't really want to try and defend a woman who would have an affair with a married man, but it takes 2 to make a baby, and you were one of those 2 people. You did the deed, now you need to take responsibility for it.
But I'm probably not even the child's father. Sure, I did have a relationship with the mom, but the father could very easily be another man.
It's pretty easy to check that with a DNA test, you know. This lie won't get you very far.
Hannah, please, forgive me. I'm begging you. I know that this is all 100% my fault, I admit that. But I never wanted things to end between us.
You went out doing whatever it was that you felt like. But now the only reason that you don't want a divorce is because I make a lot of money. And we had a stable life together and you don't want to throw that away. I was busy with work, so I didn't notice that you were cheating and believed your lies about all the work that you were doing, and you were making fun of me for that apparently. You told these women that it suited you well to have a wife and then do whatever you wanted on the side without her knowing. The baby's mom told me everything.
I didn't say anything like that. She's probably just making all that up so we will divorce.
Why would she bother making up things like that now? What would it change? It doesn't matter what you said about me. It's the fact that you were having 2 affairs that's the issue. I don't have any intention of trying to fix things with you.
I'm so sorry. I promise I won't ever cheat on you again. Oh, and let's make sure to actually do our best to have a kid. I promise I will put in the proper effort now. I will do whatever it is that you want to do.
Do you really think that I would want to have a kid with a scumbag like you? I'm just glad that I was able to find out what kind of person you really are before we had a kid together.
I couldn't just become a father all of a sudden when I didn't even want it. We were supposed to be doing this just for fun. She also agreed that we would have a bit of fun and then cut things off.
You really are the worst. You disgust me. It was a mistake to ever marry you in the first place.
I will change things from now on, I promise. You just need to give me a chance to prove it to you. Please, Hannah, what can I do for you to forgive me? I will never do anything like this to you again.
Don't you dare ask me for another chance when you never gave me a chance. I'm not just some servant who goes out and works in order to support you. You went sleeping around and got another woman pregnant. How do you even expect me to be able to still be with you after that? You told me once before that maybe it is better for us to not have a kid after all. Now, I agree with you from the bottom of my heart. I don't want to waste any more of my time with scum like you, so get out of my life and never even try to come back into it. After that, I divorced Matt, as I said I would. He ended up realizing that there was no chance that I would stick around with him and gave up trying to fight it. Sam also recognized the baby as his own and started paying the mother child support. I'm glad that he at least had the integrity to do that and not try to abandon the baby. It turns out that the woman he had the baby with used to be an employee at his company, and rumors about what happened started to spread around his office. His coworkers started to look at him with disdain, and even just going to work every day is now very stressful for Matt because of the way people try to stay clear of him. Matt tried to get in touch with me just once since we divorced via his lawyer, and he sent me a letter outlining just how pathetic his life had become without me. All I did when I opened it, though, was to read the first line before throwing it in the trash immediately where it belonged. Since then, I bought a small apartment for myself and have been living alone there. There are still times when I feel quite lonely by myself and also feel down about what happened. But the other week I adopted a cat, so my apartment doesn't feel as empty when I come home from work. I know that it will take a while for me to get over what happened, but I will keep looking forward to the future and get better day by day.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.